Since the beginning of humanity, about 109 billion people have lived on Earth. From the earliest days of our species to the 8 billion alive today, each one of them has experienced life uniquely. And yet, all of them, including me, might just be you. Sounds absurd, right? But what if it's true? What if your life isn't just a singular journey, but part of a grand cycle where you're destined to experience every human existence? You've built the pyramids, you've painted the Mona Lisa, you've killed millions of people, and you've been killed millions of times. It was even you who discovered fire. Every triumph, every tragedy, every innovation, and every crime. It's all been you, living every possible human experience. But why? Imagine existence as one infinite consciousness, splitting itself into countless fragments to live through every possible perspective. The purpose? To understand itself, to experience every decision, every joy, every mistake. You're not just living your life, you're living all lives. When you die, you're reborn, not as someone else, but as another version of you. Maybe next time, you'll be a builder, helping to construct the Great Wall of China, or a scientist, unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos. Every life you live contributes to a larger understanding of what it means to exist. But it's not just about the grand stories. You've also been the anonymous people whose names history has forgotten. You've been a farmer, tilling fields in silence. You've been the person who held the door open for a stranger and never thought twice about it. You've been a child lost in wonder, and a parent seeing that wonder reflected in their child's eyes. And here's where it gets even stranger. Every action you take affects all the lives that come after. Picture your lives as a vast web, with each existence connected to the next. Your choices in one life might plant the seeds for a revolution in another. A small act of kindness you show to a stranger today could echo centuries later, inspiring one of your future selves to change the world. Conversely, a moment of cruelty could create a ripple of pain that lingers across generations. Take, for example, the discovery of electricity. You might have been the inventor who made the breakthrough, or the countless unnamed individuals whose small contributions paved the way for that moment. The theory suggests that no matter the role, you've lived it. This idea might even explain some of the mysteries of human experience. Déjà vu, for instance. You know that eerie feeling when something seems oddly familiar, even though you've never experienced it before? Maybe it's because you have. Or empathy. When you see someone suffering and feel their pain, perhaps it's not just compassion, it's recognition. You've experienced that pain before, or you will in a future life. It's why we often feel deeply connected to stories, cultures, or people we've never encountered directly. But what if we knew this was true? If humanity collectively understood that we're all the same being, imagine how it would change the way we live. Wars might cease. Why fight yourself? Greed and inequality might vanish. Why hoard resources from yourself? Acts of kindness wouldn't just be moral choices, they'd be acts of self-preservation. Even personal conflicts would look different. If every argument, every betrayal, every moment of anger is just a conversation with another version of yourself, wouldn't forgiveness come easier? Wouldn't understanding replace judgment? But it's not all easy answers. Knowing this could also create new challenges. If every life is destined to be lived, some might feel paralyzed by the weight of their choices. If every action ripples through eternity, wouldn't the pressure to get it right become overwhelming? Or worse, what if someone used this knowledge to justify selfishness or cruelty, believing they'd eventually balance it out in another life? And then there's the question of individuality. If we're all the same being, does that erase what makes us unique? Maybe not. Think of it like a massive tapestry. Each thread is different, but together they create something greater. Each life is its own thread, contributing to the larger picture. And what if the entire universe is nothing but an incubator for your consciousness? The egg theory, proposed by Andy Weir, offers an even stranger twist on this idea. According to this theory, the universe is not merely a collection of stars and galaxies, it's a kind of egg, a vessel designed to nurture your consciousness as it learns and grows. Each of us, in this view, is just one fragment of the same singular consciousness, living through every human life in every possible way until we reach a higher state of awareness. Imagine your existence as a form of incubation. Every life you live, every experience you undergo, is part of a cosmic learning process. The universe, in this sense, is the perfect environment for your consciousness to develop and evolve until you break free of your physical existence. When you do, you transcend into something greater, something celestial. The ultimate goal is not merely to live, but to understand everything, every perspective, every joy, every sorrow, every success and failure. This ties into the idea that everything you experience, every life you live, no matter how small or significant, serves a greater purpose in the grand scheme of things. It's all about the evolution of your consciousness, a journey to reach a higher state of being. In this context, your life isn't just a random series of events. It's a stepping stone, a necessary piece of a puzzle that will eventually help you break free of the confines of the universe and become something greater. The universe, then, is not just a place of random events, but a carefully constructed environment meant to guide your consciousness toward a higher understanding. But maybe this is all just a thought experiment, a way for our minds to grapple with the enormity of existence. Perhaps we're not all the same being. Maybe our experiences are truly individual, and we're all separate, navigating our own paths through life. The truth is, we may never know for sure. What we do know, though, is that our actions matter. Whether or not we believe in the egg theory or any other philosophical perspective, our choices ripple through time, affecting not just our own lives, but the lives of those around us and the generations to come. So what if you are every person who ever existed? What if your life isn't a singular journey, but part of a vast, interconnected story? Every connection you make, every choice you make, echoes through the lives that come before and after. It's humbling, unsettling, and maybe, just maybe, what life is really about. So whether we are separate individuals or all the same entity, learning from every life to understand what it truly is, it's ironically beautiful that we can't truly find out.